Hey, what's up guys, Sir Emanon here, and welcome to another duel commentary on the channel today. So this is going to be round 6 of LCS number 8, and it's going to be featuring two very good players. It's going to be Ryan Yu on Zoodiac versus Dominic Couch on Phantom Knights. So this should be pretty exciting. These are both very well-known players, of course, and this is actually the bubble for them in terms of day 1. So both of these players were X2, and so whoever lost this match would no longer be in contention for top cut, essentially. So very important match. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. We're going to see Ryan win the RPS, and he's going to actually force Dom to go first. We do know that Ryan's build played a lot of hand traps, so this makes sense. I didn't actually watch this matchup ahead of time, like any of it. Some of the other feature matches I caught glimpses, but this one I just entirely had running in the background, so I have no idea what happened. Should be pretty interesting. But the opener for Dom is going to be Valor, Boots, Durendal, TG Striker, and Ashe. So this is good enough to combo, although it's a little bit wonky. Not really though, because you're going for Isolde anyways, so it's fine. Interesting to see his TG Striker. That kind of tells us it's a relatively big warrior package. And then we're going to see Ryan's opening hand be Ram, Nibiru, DD Crow, Ice Dragon's Prison, and Paw of Desires. So this is also a pretty strong hand, because you have two very good hand traps against this particular matchup, and you have good follow-up in your engine, and you have another trap to kind of back it all up. So I'm kind of surprised he's main decking this card going second. It is good going second. It's just, if you're blinding second, I'm kind of surprised it's in the main deck here. But clearly it's been a pretty good choice just in general. It's a very versatile card. We're going to see main phase, normal summon Silent Boots, and then go for Durendal. That is going to search a copy of Fire Flint Lady. And then summon Fire Flint Lady, and then go for Isolde. Isolde effect on summon is going to search for a copy of Red Layer. And then Isolde is going to mill the Living Fossil to summon Renaud. So we saw in feature match 1, or the round 1 feature match that I have on this channel, Asala went for DDR instead, which is good to recover banished PKs, but it also costs a card in your hand. This can be easier to use later on, or like earlier on rather. And you can also just overlay so that the monster doesn't get banished, which is pretty decent. Renaud going to add back the Living Fossil. Then he's going to turn that into a copy of Link Rebo, and then go into Link Cross with the Isolde. We've seen this before as well. That's going to summon out 2 level 1 tokens. And then he's going to go for Barricade Blocker. That effect is going to actually activate and get the TG Striker out of hand. So I wonder if he's going to try and Living Fossil this back. Maybe this means that he has a Needle Fiber combo in this deck as well. Very possible. Or he could go for like synchro plays with Martial Meta Marcher. So yeah, he's probably just going to go Rusty now though, with Link Rebo here. And that is going to be the play. It looks like Ryan's going to drop DD Crow. Probably going to hit the Silent Boots, although it's not really that high value because he's going to go Rusty anyways. But I guess it denies a Fog Blade search, so that's okay as well. Or he could hit the Striker if he saw that Dom added back Living Fossil and then is trying to like go for it, since he pitched the Striker with the Barricade Blocker. Oh, he's hitting the Link Rebo. Okay, he just did it a little bit later. So he's trying to deny a Rusty. But you can just go Boots to add Shea Brigandine and then go for Rusty that way anyways. So I don't think it would have made a big difference in the long run. Although again, it's just another way to kind of burn the Boots search to ultimately get Fog Blade out of circulation, essentially. You could make the argument though that he could have just held it all for Nibiru because he has it anyways, and you could just like crow the Silent Boots as well. I think that would have been fine too. Either way though, it's going to end up resulting in the same outcome. He's going to search for the Shea Brigandine like I mentioned, and you're going to activate it, and then go for Rusty. You could also make the argument that he's probably going to drop Nibiru here because you can't let Rusty resolve. But you could also make the argument that he should have dropped it prior, because now that Rusty is going to be in grave, at any point if Dom gets Fog Blade in there, he's going to be able to bring it back. So maybe Ryan should have dropped it earlier. He is going to drop it here. Not too surprising. Oh, shouts to the Chica token. Gonna activate Living Fossil next. That's going to bring back TG Striker. So maybe he is going to go for Fiber. Pretty interesting here. He's not locked into Darks or anything, so this is pretty reasonable. Yeah, I'm gonna go Fiber next. That's fair enough. Going for Plague as well, so there's a lot of different engines in here. That's pretty cool to see. He already did go Link Cross though. It really does make me wonder if he's on like a synchro package with like Marcher and Herald and like Formula maybe even. Very, very interesting build. He's going to link those off into Verite Anaconda. Yeah, I guess getting Plague and Grave is fine for later as well. That's okay. And I'm going to use the Verite. That's going to send the materials to summon out Dragoon. And then pop the Nibiru to burn for 3k. And then just pass from there. This is actually not too bad because you have 2 hand traps backing it up. The only thing that's not ideal is you don't have any way to recur your like PK engine. So your grind game is a lot more limited. Like that's kind of the whole point of the PKs is just to provide like inevitability. For turn, Ryan's going to draw a Dimension Shifter. That is a very dead draw here. But we did see this in the previous feature match with Zoo as well. This is just a very common trend to stop this deck and stop Virtual World. This card is very, very strong. He's going to start off with a Pot of Desires. That's going to banish 10. We'll see if he gets Ash here. He does. Okay, let's see what gets banished. Tanky, Ram, some hand traps, double Ash, Thoroughblade, Tanky, double Tanky. Oh, Wrap got banished. That could be relevant. Probably not though, because he already has the Zoo stuff online. Gonna normal summon a copy of Ram, then go for Borbo. And he's gonna go Battle Phase. I think Dom is probably gonna Veiler this, just so it can't attack. Yeah, because it's on 400, so if you just Veiler it, then it can't really, you can't go to Zeus, because that's clearly the play here. Because your board can deal with the Zeus stuff, just as long as they don't have Whiptail, but then you can negate the Whiptail as well, so that's also fine. Yeah, just it's gonna be harder to deal with Zeus, so I think you definitely just drop Veiler and Borbo here. Oh, he's gonna take the attack. That's pretty interesting. I wonder what he's holding the Veiler for. Maybe he thinks he'll be able to like win a war with Dragoon versus Zeus if he has Veiler to kind of back it up. But Zoo could play... Let's think about this. So Zoo could summon... Or maybe he's like just trying to buff Nibiru as well. That's also a possibility. Because by doing it this way, like Ryan might not be incentivized to hard commit to a lot of materials under Zeus. But I think regardless, against Dragoon you have to, because if you're never going to win if you summon just a 2 material Zeus, because you're just always going to negate it. So I think regardless, Ryan was playing to Nibiru anyways, so I don't know if there is a big point in bluffing it. I think you just drop Veiler there so they can't make it to begin with. I don't know, it's a pretty interesting kind of concept. That's definitely a mind game decision for sure. Very, very, very interesting. Okay, I think that was just a misclick. Alright, I don't know why Nibiru's coming back. Alright, I think there was just a bunch of misclicks there. I don't really know what happened there. We're gonna go to main phase 2. Hammer Kong's gonna be overlaid, and then Tiger Mortar, and then Shakanine, and then Trident. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is 6. It's gonna be 6 material Zeus. Set Ice Dragon's Prison, and then pass. For turn, Dom draws a copy of Infinite Impermanence. That's not going to be good, because he just doesn't have his engine. This Dragoon is going to be outed for sure this turn. Ice Dragon's Prison going to be used, probably targeting Dark Magician. They're not typing in chat, they're on Discord for this game, so again I have to sort of just guess what is happening. He is choosing to use Dragoon to negate, just to force materials off of Zeus, which is fair. Yeah, Zeus is going to be chained, going to wipe the entire board, and just going to pass from there. He has Plague, but it's doubtful he plays a second copy of Fiber in this deck. I feel like Extra Deck space is relatively tight if you're playing like all of this kind of stuff. So yeah, I kind of doubt that would amount to really anything. Ryan's going to draw a copy of Ash for turn. That is pretty good. I mean, he doesn't have Zeus online right now, but it doesn't really matter because he has 4 material Zeus. I'm just going to go ahead and smack for 3k, and then pass. Dom draws a copy of Fogblade. That would have been nice to actually have the last turn, because if you pitched it for Dragoon, then you can bring back the Rusty. So kind of unfortunate that the draws were not in his favor in that particular order. It's going to be tough now to win from this position. You can try and stall with Fogblade Veiler. He's going to set the Fogblade and pass. For turn, Ryan draws a copy of Thoroughblade. I if he just attacks its game. So it'll just depend on what happens here. Battle phase gonna attack. Oh, main phase gonna use Veiler maybe. So you go Veiler, then you chain Zeus, then you chain Fobblade, then you chain Zeus again. But then Fobblade brings back Rusty in the... Oh no, he can't wait till the end phase. He's gonna have to use it to block. Plus, you'll be able to then go into your Zeus stuff because it would still be a main phase. Yeah, you definitely just use Zeus here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh, he's just gonna let it go. Alright, maybe he's calling a bluff. Or trying to call a bluff and saying that like maybe that Veiler was just there to try and bait him. But he is going to get Fobbladed in the battle phase here. That's also pretty interesting. I'm kind of interested as to why Ryan just chose to hold the Zeus. I mean, I get that you don't want to like waste materials necessarily, but you have the chance to win the game here for sure. Because like, what are the odds that... I guess maybe he was reading this as another Imperm. But it is Phantom Knights, so there's a pretty decent chance this is a Fogblade here. Personally, I probably would have chained because like you get intel on what they have, and then you get to see like what you're working with. So then you just kind of like once you see it's like Veiler chaining 1, Zeus chaining 2, Fogblade chaining 3, Zeus chaining 4, then you know that alright, there's only one card in hand that you know is Red Layer because it was searched off Isolde, and then the Fogblade can bring back the Rusty, but like if you summon Therablade, that's actually not game. So that's actually not game by 100. But then you can go like Blade, summon a Zoo, summon another, or then summon Tiger Mortar, and then put the Ram under it. That's 3 summons to play around Nib, even though you know this is Red Layer, so like you know you're not working against any interruption. Or you can just like, yeah, you just make a Tiger Mortar that's 2k, so then you like go Zeus attack over, or you go Zeus attack first, that forces the Fogblade to bring this back, so that's gonna be 900, and then 2k would be game. So yeah, I think I probably would have, I mean we know perfect intel, right, but just probably would have gone for the more aggressive option. Instead he's gonna go main phase 2 Therablade, go Borbo, and then Shakanine. Shakanine's gonna bring back the Tiger, or sorry, the Dryden rather, and then he's gonna Tiger. I was thinking a bit too far ahead there. Gonna detach and then put Ram underneath the Trident. It still should be game here. For turn, Dom draws a copy of Durendal. That is pretty decent. Although it's gonna be hard to play through 3 interruptions with just 2 cards. Although you do have the Fall Blade, so you technically have 3 resources to work with. Main phase, going to activate Durendal. That's gonna be my Trident. So yeah, if you Trident pop this Durendal, then you know that the only card is Red Layer. But then you don't have a way to get rid of Fogblade. That's actually kind of dicey. Although realistically, like one of your Zoos will be surviving, so it shouldn't matter anyways, because you just keep overlaying on top and then go... Oh, but yeah, but then you don't have a way to clear the Fogblade to let Zeus do its thing. Maybe you just hit the Fogblade here, and then you like Zeus clear the Durendal. Yeah, that's what he's going for. That's fair enough. Because you have double Zeus anyways, so like you can just clear away the Rusty. Or you can actually just Ash the Rusty, honestly. That's probably better. He's gonna use Zeus here, clearing the board. Fogblade bring back Rusty. And he's gonna use Rusty, and that's gonna be Ashed. And that should just be the end of the game. Yeah, that's gonna be a concession here. Alright. So I think the game could have been ended last turn, but ultimately didn't matter. Like, Dom was on such low resources at that point, it was gonna be hard for him to come back. He just never got access to his PKs, really. Because Rusty never got to stick. But game 2, we are going to see Dom get to choose. He's gonna opt to go second, make Ryan go first. Because, you know, it makes sense if you see your opponent blinding second. Opening hand for Ryan is going to be Shifter, Ram, Gamma, Whiptail, and a Ram. So, honestly, I would probably just pass. Because you can Shifter them to, like, deter them from comboing. And then, worst case scenario, you have Gamma. So, then you can play on your next turn. And the cool thing is that, like, you don't have to, again, risk Zeus being... Or, sorry, Dryden being banished if you just go for like a Zeus play instead. So like Shifter doesn't interfere too badly. And then we see Dom's hand is Red Ice Fusion, Boots, Twin Twister, Lightning Storm, and Nibiru. Very interesting to see these back row removal cards. Although I suppose Lightning Storm could be monsters, I guess, but I mean, it's gonna be mostly for back row, I feel like, in this matchup. Because we know Ryan is playing a lot of hand traps. So, and Zoo is known for playing a lot of hand traps. Maybe it's because he saw like Ice Dragon's Prison, so it's possible he wants to clear those away. But yeah, I feel like it's just gonna be a pass from Ryan. Like, I really don't think that summoning Dryden is better than just holding on a Shifter Gamma. Yeah, he's just gonna pass. For turn, Dom draws a copy of Plague. Wow, these are like all the cards. These actually don't combo at all. So it's actually good that he drew Red Ice Fusion in this case, because at least he can make a play. Gonna activate the Red Ice Fusion. That's gonna be fine. Yeah, not really any point in shiftering, because he's not gonna summon anymore, and these being banished doesn't really matter. Like, unless if he's playing a Fringe Magical Ice Fusion, but I highly doubt that. He's gonna go Battle Phase, hit for 3k. Then main phase 2, just pass. For turn, he's gonna draw a Driver. Ooh, you don't like seeing that. But you can just go and attack directly. Although this time Dom is Nibiru. Should be interesting. He's going to Shifter first. This doesn't have to send to Graveyard to negate. It just discards. So I think he's just using it because he's not going to be able to get a chance to use it later in the game. He's going to normal summon Ram, then go for Borbo. Going to go Battle Phase, attack. That's going to hit for 4. And then go for Tiger Mortar, go for Shakanine, and then go for Zeus. Interesting that he... Actually, no, it makes sense because he used Shifter, so you don't want to summon Dryden and then risk getting Nibiru, then your Dryden gets banished, and then you just don't have it for the rest of the game. Regardless, though, this still is playing into Nibiru. But again, you're forced to do it against Driyun because you're never, again, going to win a war against it. Gonna banish 2 to activate it. Oh, Dom's actually gonna let that go. Maybe just to make his Nibiru token smaller, which is also fair. Because he could go like Nibiru and then normal summon Plague and go for Fiber next turn. He is going to drop it here. Let's see. Okay, I think that was just a misclick on the declare effect there. Gonna pass over a token. Gonna put in an attack position. And then pass. Alright, gonna draw a copy of Cloak. So that's actually pretty good. If not for the D-Shifter. So the Shifter is gonna definitely mess things up here. Because you could go for Fam Knight plays, but it's very risky. You could just go for Fiber instead. Yeah, this game's gonna be quite slow. He's gonna just crash into the Nibiru token. That should be banished, yeah. I'm just gonna pass here. So Ryan has tempo again for one more turn, and he has Zeus to back it up. Draws a copy of Tenki for turn. That's pretty good. So he's gonna go for Thoroughblade. I don't think Megaclops is good in this matchup because they just make Break Sword and they pop it. So I think honestly just going for Dryden is better. He's gonna normal summon the blade and then draw a card. I think it was another blade that he drew. Would like to see a hand trap. He's gonna go for Hammercon next and just go Battle Phase for 16. It's fair enough. And he might just make a Dryden and sit in it. I think that's the best option. Oh, he's just gonna go Zeus and sit in it. That's also like fair enough. Yeah, doesn't want to risk playing into Nibiru again. It's kind of hard at this point to tell if your opponent bricked on hand traps or if they bricked on engine cards, because they used Red Ice Fusion turn 1, so they couldn't combo anyways, and then you shifted them turn 2, so they couldn't combo anyways, so they weren't able to ever combo. So the hand could really just be a combination of anything. Dom's gonna draw a copy of Ragged Gloves, so now he has a lot of PKs to work with, and he only has really one Zeus interruption to work with. Or to work around, rather. Gonna normal summon Ragged Gloves. And then special summon Silent Boots. He's going to link those into Isolde. Isolde's gonna search. That's gonna search for Red Layer. And then second effect, gonna send Durendal to summon Renaud, and then Renaud's gonna add back the Durendal. Let's see what he searches for here. He's gonna go for Link Cross first. That's gonna summon out 2 tokens. Zeus is going to be used here. That's going to clear the board. So the follow-up is... Can't summon Red Layer this turn. You could twin the Tenki just to get this Cloak or this Plague Engrave. You can also use Durendal. There's a fair amount of follow-up here. You can also Boots for a copy of Shea Brigandine. If he has Link Spider, he'd go for... Oh wait, no, Veritanaconda doesn't do anything because he already used the Red Ice package. So, unlikely. He's gonna go for Ragged Gloves. I wonder if he has a way to get into... what's it called? Fog Blade. Excuse the garage there. Torrent Scale is going to be sent off of the Ragged Gloves here. So he's probably going to bring it back via the Silent Boots being used and then go for a play this way. I wonder what he can make. That's what I'm curious about. Boots is going to search for a copy of Shea Brigandine. That's going to trigger the Torrent Scale to bring it back. And then Torrent Scale going to be used. That's going to get the Plague out of hand to send probably Cloak. Yep. And then going to banish Cloak to add Staingreaves. Oh, he's on this too. Alright. So this can special summon itself from hand if you summon a PK. So we can go special Shea Brigandine, special Staingreaves. You can also like level modulate it by 1. So he also has Plague. He has a lot of really, really good things going. I guess he's just revealing this so Ryan can read it. He's going to go Durendal next. That's going to add a copy of Fire Flint Lady. He's going to special the Fire Flint Lady. And then put back a card. I actually didn't even see what he put back for Plague. I'm going to look real fast. He returned Twin Twister. Okay. I'm surprised he didn't return the Lightning Storm. Because this is a lot more dead right now. Going to go ahead and make a copy of Tatsunoko. Okay, so he is on a Synchro package. This is very, very interesting. He's then going to Synchro from hand with Tatsunoko for Savage. So that's going to be a negation. So now Gamma is not going to be alive at any point. Well, it will be, but like... It's not going to really amount to the whole lot. But I don't think Dom's going to play into it regardless. So, Shea Brigandine and Staingreaves are still alive. So we can go ahead and use that. And now he can go for a Rusty. Oh, looks like Ryan's admitting defeat here. Alright. Yeah, this is going to be so much advantage. It could have possibly also been an OTK depending. It might have been hard without Dragoon, but regardless, Dom was in very much in control of that game. So game 3, we are going to see Ryan opt to go first. Very interesting. So he probably has a side deck plan to go first. So we are going to see his opening hand be Imperm, Desires, Ramram, Didicro, and Judgment. So this is a pretty solid start. You have all that you really want. You have your Zoo Engine, you have Desires, which you always want to see, and you have like 2 pretty good interruptions and trap cards, and you have a hand trap as well. Dom's hand is Silent Boots, Nibiru, Imperm, Nibiru, Ghost Ogre. Jeez. Okay, so he doesn't have his engine that much besides Boots, although any top deck of an extender can get him there. But he has 4 hand traps, 3 of which are live. So we will see. He's going to use Desires. Banishing 10, that's going to draw him a copy of Tenki and Rat. Very decent. Would have liked to have seen more non-engine cards at this stage, but having follow-up is also okay. Like 1 Zoo would have been ideal. Like 1 Zoo, 1 non-engine card would have been like perfect there. The banish is going to be 2 Whiptails and nothing else. Alright. So we're going to see Tenki being used. That's going to search for Thoroughblade. I do wonder if he's going to go for Megaclops. I again don't think that's very good because it leaves you open to Nibiru when you have the 3 Xyz monsters on the field. And they just end on nothing. Ooh, looks like he used the effect to cycle and now got hit with Ghost Ogre. That's a very strong punish from Dom. So... yeah, that's like really risky because now you just don't have it play. And you went from having like a Trident to not having a Trident basically. It does trade effectively, but like it really does suck just to not have that on field. It is good that Ryan still has a Zoo monster though to play next turn. So it's not the end of the world that I got that like not so great trade. I'm gonna set Judgment, Imperm, and Desires and pass. So it's 3 interruptions versus Dom's not combo hand. Oh, but now it's a combo hand. He drew Red Layer. Alright. I wonder if he's just playing 1 for the Tatsunoko stuff. Gonna summon Red Layer and just go Battle Phase straight away for 2k. They cease and trying to just slow roll it. Main phase 2, go for Silent Boots, normal summoned. He's probably just not expecting his combo to resolve against 3 back row and possibly 2 hand traps. Gonna go for Isolde. That's gonna be negated on summon, and then Didicro is also gonna be activated to hit the Boots out of grave. So that is just going to be a strong pass, because you can't or you don't have a level 1 to make Link Rebo, so going to Link Cross does nothing. So I believe this is just a swift pass. He is going to middle Smoke Grenade. He's playing Smoke Grenade too, so he's playing Charles. Wow, he is playing a lot of Warriors, or Synchro stuff rather. Alright, that is very interesting to see this. I think he probably expected to go first as well. Although he had a lot of hand traps too. He's going to set Imperm in the Desires column instead of the Judgment column, which actually could be okay. But I don't think Ryan needs to activate this Desires just yet. He's going to draw copy D-Shifter. That is a very dead card. That's like one of the things with Shifters that you have to draw turn 1, otherwise it's just so dead. But it's so strong. He is going to use Desires. Alright. There is actually nothing for Dom to use Imperm on, so he can't use it. Gonna draw Crow and Thoroughblade. Pretty good. I wonder if he is going to use Rat or Thoroughblade effect on normal summon. Probably not, because he probably doesn't want to play into Ogre again. Gonna normal summon Blade, then go for Borbo. Battle phase. He's going to attack because it's a 17. He's gonna Imperm. Oh, that is rough if not for Solemn Judgment, which I think you are actually forced to use here because you kind of lose the game if you let Isolde stay on the board. Yeah, you have to Judgment this for sure. Yeah. That's going to pay 3,000. And then Isolde dies, and then you can go for Zeus if you want to. Or you can go for Dryden. Or you can go Dryden and Zeus, technically. It's going to go for a 3 material Zeus, which is like really awkward, but it also plays around Nibiru, which Dom happens to have. So yeah, this is now looking really good for Ryan. That's one of the advantages with Zoo, is that like you can get your play stopped entirely turn 1, but as long as you just have another Zoo, like you're good for the next turn, because like Zoo actually forces games to go a bit grindier. And like something like this deck where you need multiple cards to combo, it's hard. Like either you need to have multiple cards, or you're in such a state where you resolved your combo and then you just like you're just bathing in follow up at that point. But we are gonna see Dom draw a copy of Plague. You really don't like that. It's just gonna be a pass. Or a set Plague. That's fair enough too, because you can just bring yourself back with any normal summon and then you're good to go. For turn, Ryan's gonna draw Nibiru. That's not very live right now, but it doesn't need to be because he's in such a commanding spot. Gonna normal summon a Rat and not use the effects. Yeah, I think he's just not wanting to play into Ogre anymore. Gonna overlay Tiger, use that effect. Okay, so scratch what I said, because this also plays into Ogre technically, but it has a higher payoff than just a Rat send, so it's more worth going for. And then you go for Dryden. That is the 3rd summon. Battle phase, gonna use Dryden to pierce with Thoroughblade over the Plague Spreader. That's gonna hit for 14, and then hit for 3k. Actually 15 because of the Tenki. And then gonna pass. Yeah, it should be an extra 100, but that's not gonna matter. Ooh, Lightning Storm for turn off the top, which could definitely be relevant because there are no Zoo monsters currently in Ryan's hand, but the odds of him drawing one are fairly high. Let's check his banished again, actually. Yeah, he activated double Desires, right? So he has 7 cards left in the deck. This is a little bit risky. I forgot he used 2 Desires. So he banished 2 Ram, Barrage, 2 Whiptail, Bunny Blast, Thoroughblade, 3rd Whiptail. So he has 0 Whiptails in deck. He has 0 Rams left in deck. He has 1 Thoroughblade left, I believe. And I think that is his only Zoo, unless he's playing multiple Bunny Blasts, which I really, really doubt. But he's only got 1 Zoo left. So this Lightning Storm can actually possibly just end the game. Yeah, gonna come down, and that is very dangerous. He's gonna pass because he doesn't have a follow-up. For turn, Ryan draws another Shifter. You really, really... that's so frustrating. The 3rd one's banished, luckily. But yeah, it's gonna be dead cards. I really think you have to keep Crow in hand. Because like this thing does have 2200 or 1200 attacks, so I guess you could like try and tribute summon for it and just start beating down. But you gotta, I think, just hold it and hope you draw your last Thoroughblade. Just pass. Oh my god, the 3rd Nibiru! Holy moly! I did not watch this at all. This is crazy. This is a crazy game 3, huh? So, look at all these dead Nibirus. That's so funny. That's gonna be another pass, man. That's just comedy. The Dead Desires, 3rd Desires. Oh man. Oh wow, that is just... This game is crazy, huh? Gonna draw a copy of Torrent Scale. Alright, so we can play now. It looks like play could be DD Crowed though. But. This does give Graveyard setup as well. So this can actually be the game for Dom. He's gonna normal summon Torrent Scale, pitch Nibiru. And then that is going to send a copy of Ancient Cloak. Let's see if... So now Ryan has 2 things to hit out of grave. We saw the fiber combos in game 1. And we know that in this kind of game state, Dragoon literally just ends the game. So that is something to definitely be mindful of. Gonna go for a Banish of Cloak. That's gonna search a copy of Silent Boots. Gonna summon the Boots and then go for Break Sword. Gonna go Battle Phase and attack. And then use the effect to pop the back row and then bring back the other 2. Probably gonna go for Verite, but then he's gonna go for Nibiru. Yep. Oh my. This got so interesting. He's gonna use Boots to search Fogblade. He's gonna put the token in attack. And that's gonna summon Torrent Scale back. And then Plague. That's gonna be DD Crowed. My goodness. And then Link 2 for Barricade. That's gonna discard Fogblade so it can bring back a Break Sword and then go for Rusty. Oh goodness. Alright, Rusty gonna come down next. That's going to... That should be banished, yeah, because of Fogblade. Set Fogblade by milling a copy of Cloak. And then pass. If turn he draws a Tenki, I think there is one Therablade. This got so interesting. Oh, is there no Therablade? Oh, wait. Oh, no, there was 2 engraved. I totally didn't count. I'm gonna look so dumb. Somebody's gonna be commenting and, like... I'm gonna realize this 3 minutes later, but there are no zoos left. Oh, no. Alright, Nibiru gonna attack. And then Fogblade gonna negate the Nibiru so it can't attack. Set Tenki, pass. Draw Red Eyes. He's gonna activate Rusty. That's gonna set Shea Brigandine and then send Torrent Scale. Gonna banish the Boots to search a copy of Stain Greaves. That's gonna trigger the Torrent Scale, which can trigger the Stain Greaves in hand to summon itself. And then go for... He has a Trap Engrave, so he can't use a Shea Brigandine, but he can use a Torrent Scale, getting rid of the Red Eyes to send a copy of Ragged Gloves. Linking those away for Isolde. Isolde gonna search Red Layer. And then mill 2 to summon out TG Striker and go for Fiber combo? Or go for Link Cross first, maybe. Link Cross. And that's gonna be the game. Wow. Oh my. I did not expect this game to go this way. That is absolutely crazy. Ryan actually ran out of zoos. Oh wow. The Double Desire is actually burning him there. That is crazy. Wow. I have no words. The game just speaks for itself, guys. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comment section down below. Subscribe for more informative and competitive video content. If you want to, you can follow me on Discord, Twitter, or Twitch. All 3 in the description as always. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. See you guys.